from what you've said off the record that you can't talk about, it sounds like a pretty good deal.
No, we're really, really pleased. We didn't really want to sell a title where it would have been the, Pizza Hut 500. We thought it was really important that it's always going to be the Indianapolis 500-mile race, but a presenting sponsor presented by Penn-Grade Oil works perfectly for us. We had good conversations going from a couple fast food companies to this company and a couple in between, but we just love this. They're going to launch a whole new product to consumers, get that product into retail stores, and they're local folks that have been involved with the Speedway in one form or another for 30 or 40 years.
Well, I think look, today the internet lit up. Half the people, they want to lynch you, and the other half said, "Nah, it's part of the time, changing the times." It's everybody. Kentucky Derby has a presenting sponsor, for God's sakes. Is it the kind of thing though, because it's DA lubricant and they've been involved with the Speedway since the 50s? It should ease the pain a little bit for some of the purists.
I think so. I mean, the people who follow the 500 forever know who Tom Binford was, and they may know that he owned this company. So the roots are there. These are people who respect our traditions and our history. And yeah, it's precedent setting to have a presenter, but it's not going to change the character of that place or that race. And it's important to bring new partners into the sport. It's both financially important and promotionally important.
Can you envision any day where it could be the Budweiser 110th Indianapolis 500 presented by somebody else if the check was big enough?
I don't know. I'm not ready to think about that. I don't think the check's going to. What would that check have to look like? I think there are things that need to be, just fundamental to the way we present ourselves to the public, and I don't know what you could possibly trade for the Indianapolis 500-mile race. When
you think about DA Lubricant, they're in Lebanon, Indiana. They sponsored Graham Rahal last year. They're going to sponsor again this year. Do you kind of see? It just seems like. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes in the last 10 or 15 years, but with DA Lubricant coming on board, it just seems like there's a little bit of back to the past, which is what we need.
Back to the future. Yeah. We're going both ways. I think so. I think, I love that these guys got involved with Graham's car first, the 15 car. They're fans of the whole series. They see the 500 as the Super Bowl. They're going to launch a product they want to get in stores, and they think that being the presenting sponsor of the 500 is a great way to do it. That's got to be good for us.
Mark, is there any kind of, when you look at this and you look down the road, it's a multi-year deal?
3-year deal.
So the most important thing is if this goes well, maybe there's a bidding war at the end of the tunnel with this presenting sponsorship someday.
There was a little of that this time, but it wasn't all about the money. It was also about the compatibility and the shared view of the nature of the 500. But absolutely, the more people come to the track, the more people follow us on television, the more corporate interest there'll be in our sport.
All right. First presenting sponsor in the 100-year history of the Indianapolis 500. Mark Miles, thanks for your time. He told me on the QT that he may not charge the drivers to park this year at their motorhomes, so they better cut me in for 10%. The reason this man's smiling, he's been married for 3 months. No, that's not why he's smiling. 2 months. He's smiling because his sponsor, DA Lubricants, is going to be the presenting sponsor at the Indianapolis 500, and we were just talking off camera, Graham. All the purists, I'm a purist. I've been around this thing forever, but it's a part of the changing with the times. When you see the Kentucky Derby as a presenting sponsor, it's only a natural progression.
I mean, I would think there's more tradition in the Indy 500 than any other event, even worldwide, really. You look at Wimbledon, you look at, as we were talking about, the Rose Bowl or Kentucky Derby. All times have to change, and it's exciting to see a company like Penn-Grade Motor Oil get involved to the point of laying out more money, getting into the sport, really believing in IndyCar races, believing in the Indy 500. And obviously they've been with us as a team for just over a year now, and they've been a tremendous partner. And I think the coolest thing is they're locals. Mike, the owner of the company, he lives about a mile from me here in Indy. And pretty much everybody that works at the company is based in Indianapolis. And so the ties are deep, but they love this. And they're an up-and-coming company. I think they really, when Mike took over 13 years ago, there was a lot of growth that needed to be done, and I think he's done a great job and gotten them to where they're at. So
the second part that's good, though, is that they're still with you.
Yeah, they're with us, and they're not going anywhere. I think their car will be I think Long Beach will be a Penn grade car, so they get to kind of choose which race they want, and so hopefully we'll see them there and other places, but they'll be on the car all season long, I mean, as they were last year, and so you'll see a lot of them, and it's exciting, it's very exciting, and when I heard about this, I knew really for Mike this would mean a lot to him. And so, fans always ask me, well, how can we help? You look at NTT data, how can we help? Well, okay, here's a way for you to help is, not only are we in the position with Steak and Shake where you can go out and support and buy, which a lot of them did last year, which was awesome, but here, next time you go get your oil changed or you're going to do it yourself, you know where to go, get Penn Grade 1 and, it'd be great for everybody involved.
All right, now this has got nothing to do with this. Let's talk about the test at Sebring real quick. Can you make any kind of determination about, have you caught up a little bit, you think, with your aero kit, or is it just way too early?
I think it's for us, in our car, it was way too early. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I haven't had nearly the seat time, that the Andretti cars have had with it, and so it's difficult for me to say. I mean, at Sebring, we led the way. We were, the three Andrettis were with us, but we led the way on pace in the morning, and in the afternoon we were a little bit off, like 2/10 off, I think. But it's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell, right now to know where we need to be. But I can tell you this, I think we got a great team, of course, surrounding us. And if Honda gives us the improvements that they believe that they have, I think we'll have a really good shot this year.
All right, kid, go get some sleep. I'm still kind of pissed off I didn't get to sing at your wedding, but those things happen. All right, Robin Miller for RACER.com. Thanks for watching.